Wolford, but the question here is they called the penalty. Why'd they pick it up?
Well, fourth down now is all that matters because they did pick it up. As we start the fourth quarter, they converted one on this drive. Can they get two? Pressure, ball in the air and going up, unable to bring it down. It was intended for Brandon Terry, so it will be a turnover on downs, and Clawson's still upset. Wants a flag perhaps. Pass interference, won't get it, and the Eagle defense gets off of the field.
Yeah, and I'm getting, you know, I'm starting to feel Coach's pain here because his team came out for second drive in a row in the second half, putting an incredible drive together, and you have a penalty that's thrown for a hit to the head or neck area, unnecessary roughness, so sportsmanlike, whatever it may have been, and then they pulled the penalty flag. They pulled it up. Coach Clawson has no idea why, and now they had to try to go for it on fourth down unsuccessfully.
So 11 plays, all for naught. Keeper now for Murphy. They stretch it. Good job defensively to turn him back inside. Jump was there, but Anthony Wooding Jr. turned him back to the rest of the pack. So here's a look at our Quicken Loans game summary. And rush yards only 9 for Wake Forest, but it was only 6 total yards of offense in the first half. So 124 passing yards. They've got something going. The time of possession has evened back out. Back in the first half, it was the 2 touchdown runs by John Hilleman. A 17-0 halftime lead for Boston College. It was 2 straight 3-and-outs the last couple times Murphy and company had the ball on offense. Can they get off the field again? Murphy lets it go. He's got a guy. Big pickup down at the 40-yard line. David Dudek all alone down the sidelines right in front of his bench. Got by Bud Noel.
This is the ability of Tyler Murphy. Looks to his first read, not there. Second read, covered. That's a long time to cover. Had the defensive back, Bud Noel, sneaking his eyes inside, loses his man in his zone. Tyler Murphy connects.
41-yard pickup again, play action pass, again wide open. Touchdown, Boston College. Shaquem Phillips on his first catch of the day, doing some damage into the paint. .38 yards, and just like that, Wake Forest felt like they had some energy back on their sidelines, but striking fast is BC.
Wake Forest defense played well in the second half. It forced another 3-and-out. Offense was moving the ball, and then after that controversial penalty pickup, Boston College goes to the air. 2 quick strikes to move the ball down the field, but a block kick. A blocked extra point attempt there. It looked like number 36, big Tyler Harris, who had 2 block kicks earlier in the season.
And the adventure continues with the kicking game anyway. A scoring drive that only took 3 plays. Steve Adazio will take it. His team leads by 20. And we welcome you back. Tyler Murphy got some time up front, and it was a 3-play drive, 81 yards. Dudek, 41-yard reception, and Shaquem Phillips, the graduate student, one of 15 on this team, getting it to the end zone for Steve Adazio's team. The extra point, though, was missed. Way too many of those this year. Mike Knoll missed one against Clemson, a very important one last week. And Mike Knoll, by the way, injured, groin, did not make this trip, so it's the 3rd kicker that we've seen for Boston College in there today. It was a blocked extra point, so we sit there at 23-3. Up here to the Coy Wire, I'm James Bates. Olivia Harlan down on the sidelines here at BB&T Field on a beautiful afternoon in North Carolina. Wake Forest coming off their first home loss of the season last week against Syracuse. Trying to get something going. The 3 points finally gave them some life early in the second half and looked to have it going the last time they had the football, but were turned away after 11 plays on a failed 4th down conversion. So John Wolford and company now trying to go back to work and move it again on BC. Quick firing, pass is complete. That's Brandon Terry, and a nice pickup on first down.
Cornerback Cameron Moore was in an off position, had about a 9-yard cushion. Good job by the wide receiver there, sitting his route down, giving a nice easy target for Wolford to connect.
Saw a good play from Moore just moments ago. Moore filling in for John Johnson, who was injured in that Clemson game. Another completion up near that first down marker. This time it's Cam Serenay. And looks like it will be a first down. Yes, the chains will move, but you know, it's Bryce Jones was dismissed from the team a couple weeks ago, Coy, and Don Brown and his coaching staff have done a fantastic job, not just with the every down players that we call their names so many times, but the guys that they've had to fill shoes for. This is the third, fourth starting cornerback over in that slot. Had to make some big-time shifts, and these guys have played really well. John Johnson, his play against Clemson filling in was great against some guys like Mike Williams. Stuck on first down is Desmond Wortham. There's Truman Goodapple again.
Boston College there, sent a pressure up the middle. That was meant and designed to stop the run, and they called it on that one. A 1-yard loss on first down. Now behind the sticks. Watch for Boston College to send a pressure, assuming it's going to be a pass here on a 2nd and long for Wake Forest.
Good pocket for Wolford, and in and out of the hands of Brandon Terry. Terry had Isaac Yidam, the freshman, draped all over him, so a 3rd down and long coming up. On the day, the Deacs just 2 for 11.
See if we get a bit of that schoolyard defense, or if Boston College maybe just wants to go and play in a safe zone, being that it's such a 3rd and long situation here.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that schoolyard circus defense. No one with the hand on the ground today, but it's worked. There's the pressure again. Wolford looked like it was going to be picked off just over the fingertips of the linebacker, and the pass is complete to Crump. They'll move the chains. Jared Crump with a nice catch and a beautiful throw as Wolford was popped.
Well, they brought their free safety, Justin Simmons, off the left side of your screen. Wortham did a great job picking him up, buying just enough time for Wolford to deliver the first down strike to Crump.
Again time, again strong, and again first down. This time it's E.J. Scott, the transfer from Virginia. One of the few graduate students on Wake Forest. On the other side, Boston College has 15, tied with Alabama for most in the country. And once again, moving the football here in the 2nd half. These Demon Deacons, once again, the middle of the field. And Crump again, same result. Moving those chains down deep into BC territory. Dominic Williams on the stop.
Wake Forest starting to run a lot of these deep 12 to 15-yard dig routes or in routes. They're getting a lot of man coverage from Boston College. The receivers are winning. The offensive line is giving Wolford time to throw. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Wortham, the lone back. He'll slip out, and so will Wolford. John Wolford tucks it and dives near that first down marker. Stephen Daniels giving chase. A nice pickup right near those chains.
You can see the confidence building in this young man. I've never seen him slide. I've never seen him do a baseball slide. He goes head first. He's a competitor. Nice quick snap before the defense is ready to get a quick, easy pickup first down on a 2nd and 1.
First down, Demon Deacons.
Dave Clausen a little bit calmer on this drive. Last drive, he was heated up. Couple calls that he did not like at all. One flag that was picked up. Looked like it was maybe going to be a roughing the passer on a shovel pass. Then wanted a pass interference call. Instead, it was a turnover on downs as BC got the stop right about this same territory on a 4th down try. But it's first down and 10 right now as we near 10 minutes remaining here at BB&T Field. Blitz is picked up, and pass is complete one more time. Brandon Terry the senior from Alpharetta, Georgia. Alpharetta High School. Cameron Moore on the coverage.
Boston College still going man press across the board, bringing a safety down. Extra man in the box. They hand off this time to Wortham. They have a nice combination going. Bit of pass, bit of run. Have Boston College defense on their heels.
Coy, you called the game last week, Syracuse and Wake, and you kind of get a little bit of the feel that you had on that 91-yard drive. Second series of the game. Longest drive of the season. Flashes of that right here. First down and goal. Again, the shovel. Here's Wortham. Wortham is popped as he gets inside the 4-yard line by Mike Strizak.
Yeah, you mentioned that 91-yard drive last week versus Syracuse, and now you're seeing this week 3 drives in a row now. This offense starting to click. Demon Deacon Nation gets an idea of what Dave Clawson's team will look like offensively as they continue to build and as they continue to grow within this offensive scheme. Wolford is the guy who can get it done within this scheme.
7 of 8 on the drive through the air is Wolford. Rides Wortham a little too long. Hung up there, Stephen Daniels and company, turning them backwards in a hurry, and it'll bring up 3rd down and goal. And Desmond Wortham is slow to get up.
It's tough to see. This young man has been through so much, James, as you know. He hadn't played football in 3 years. Tore his ACL his senior year of high school last year, tore his Achilles, and it was about 2-3 weeks ago where Coach Clawson saw him starting to jump up again and flash. And now to see him down on the field getting up slow, you hate to see it because he's provided a bit of a spark for this offense here the past 2 games.
Well, and they've got guys like Garside and Reynolds have already been banged up. Isaiah Robinson still out there running hard. We'll be right back. Back here in Winston-Salem, BB&T Field, happy to say that Desmond Wortham popped up and jogged off under his own power there in the break. Now back to the matter at hand. 3rd down and goal. In what has been a pretty good second half for Wake Forest, especially when you compare it to what they did in the first. Can they punch it in the end zone, though? Yes, they can! Flag on the play as Cam Serenay gets into the end zone.
Call a pick situation here as 2 guys were crossing. Serenay got freed up into the flag.
Pass interference, offense number 86. 10-yard penalty. First goes down.
Oh, somebody called Brian Kelly. You mean it doesn't just happen in Tallahassee, Court?
Yes, this is very similar to the Florida State Notre Dame game. You're going to see at the bottom of your screen there, 86. Terry coming in. Made it clear that he was running a pick. You got to sell it a bit more. You got to turn and look for the ball and know you're getting in the guy's way. Actually happened to Wake Forest last week as Syracuse was called for the same penalty down at the other end of the field here at BB&T Field.
So a punch to the gut of Dave Clawson. They've been knocking at the door time and time again. So now a 3rd down and goal from way back at the 20-yard line. Across the middle of the field. Here's Serenay again. Serenay up near the 5-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 6. So it'll be a 4th down and goal with 6 yards to go. Tymir Brown on the stop. Another flag down, however.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense on the receiver. Right to have the contact. Purpose the goal on the first down.
Squeaky wheel getting the grease. Let's take another look at this roughing the passer big penalty. And
saw that.
You tell me, Coy, which one? Squeaky wheel getting the grease.
Yeah, absolutely. But Coach Clawson has to be happy about how his offense has responded. They were called for that penalty. What would have been a touchdown marched way back. They hung in there. Serenay coming up with a big play here for Wake Forest.
End around and into the end zone on the ground. E.J. Scott, first touchdown of the afternoon for the Demon Deacons.
E.J. Scott, he's going to be in the slot, and he comes in motion on that fly jet sweep action. He's on the corner in a hurry. Defensive end, Kavalik did not stand a chance of tracking down the quick and speedy E.J. Scott as he hit that corner. Demon Deacon offense now next 3 drives in a row that they have to be feeling good about how they've moved the ball.
Serenade, Brandon Terry as well, the wide receiver, holding their blocks long enough for that jet sweep to result in 6 points. Trying to make it a 13-point game is late to get in. That wingman, Markel Lee, the linebacker, finally set plenty of time right down the middle. And that's what we have. 23-13 is our score. 23-10, and all 10 points scored in the second half. There you see the big blocks, and there you see the deep sidelines. Little bit of juice back over there for the ACC football is brought to you by Quicken Loans and by your local Ford dealers. All right, Steve Adazio, I see your cannolis, and I raise you Krispy Kreme donuts. Opened in 1937 in a rented building in what is now historic Old Salem here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The headquarters are right here, ladies and gentlemen. Vernon Rudolph, back in 1933 in Paducah, Kentucky, is where that recipe, that Krispy Kreme story started. Him and Uncle Ishmael Armstrong moved to Nashville and then over to Winston-Salem to make some good breakfast donuts. Got some good football. Down on the gridiron, and the ball's out. Deacons look to have it. Ball came loose. Perhaps the first turnover of the day. Yes, goes the way of the Demon Deacons. Brad Watson on the recovery.
What a big hit. As a former special teams guy, this gets my blood pumping right here. He shouldn't have maybe not brought it out, had the momentum going back, but number 24, Josh Okonye, coming in, delivering the stick separate man from ball. Listen to this. Demon Deacons coming up with the ball. You mentioned about those Krispy Kremes. You got to get them when they're hot, when that red light's on. Well, right now the Deacons are getting hot.
Yeah, they got the neon on, huh, Coy?
Absolutely.
Pull that chain. Well, can they make it count here? Steve Adazio
knows his team's up against the ropes right now. A little comeback surge. Wake Forest got some momentum that they're riding.
Not used to that first turnover by BC in 10 quarters. Desmond Wortham will dot the I-backs behind Wolford. That's Serenade, the tight end, offset now. To the ground as they try to stretch it. Good job defensively. Nowhere to go but backwards. Kevin Cavalier, who's had one heck of an afternoon for that BC defense. And how about this? 13 tackles for loss.
He's had an outstanding day. I want to see Wake Forest come back here and put the ball through the air again. That's what got this offense moving. Dave Clawson's offense, when they have time to throw, when Wolford's back there, has a clean pocket, which he has had the past 3 drives. It's fun to watch.
Isaiah Robinson, the offset back now. You talk about the air, 17 of 22 here today in the second half for Wolford. Pressure right in his face. He does get it off. Just enough to Robinson, and the ball is jarred loose at the end. They're calling it a catch, and he does make it back down to the original start of the line of scrimmage.
You're going to see pressure come right up the middle of the defense, although they were bringing 2 off the right edge. Wolford had a man right in his face, and that's Brian Mahalik delivering the big hit. 6'9", 295-pound senior. How about the toughness of Wolford, though, to hang in there?
6 seconds.
It'll be interesting to see what Don Brown decides to do here on this defensive down. It's 3rd and 10. We have not yet seen the schoolyard defense where everyone's standing up, walking around, trying to confuse the offensive line. Looks like they're just going to go with a straight 4-man rush again. Maybe bring a blitzer there out of one of the backer positions.
After coming up empty on 3rd down in the first half, it's been 3 of 7 in the second. Blitz is picked up in the middle of the field. Pass is complete right down near the goal line is Jared Crump. It'll be a first down and goal to go for Wake Forest.
Coming right at you in your living room right there is Crump again on a deep dig route. It's actually a pin route. Inside receiver sets down short. The outside receiver comes in behind him like a pinwheel, and it was Crump again. Wolford delivering a strike.
Quick snap now here on first down. Touchdown, Isaiah Robinson.
strike. Isaiah Robinson finding the crack. You can take that to BB&T. That's money in the bank, Basie. Isaiah Robinson, the true freshman. Touchdown. 2 quick hits for Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Feeling good as they take this extra point attempt to try to make it 23-17 here with 6:26 left to play.
Extra point is good, and the lead chopped down to 6. It was 17-0 at halftime. It had been 10 quarters since Steve Adazio's team had turned the football over. First turnover of this game goes the way of the Deacs, and they finish a 1-yard plunge from the running back Isaiah Robinson, and the guys in black are back in business. Back here at BB&T Field, it was 17-0 Boston College at halftime. Now it's 17 on the board for the hometown Wake Forest Demon Deacons, and Steve Adazio and his BC Eagles sweating it out a little bit with under 6.5 minutes to go here in regulation. And a nice boot, and wisely taking a knee is Miles Willis. Olivia, what's it like down there on that Wake Forest sidelines?
Well, James, I was talking about smiles earlier. We're getting a lot more than smiles right now. Nothing like a turnover to turn the team around. I can hardly hear myself think down here. The team is finally back in this game, and they're excited on this sideline.
All right, well, Boston College out there trying to take some of that momentum away. You're right, look at the guys. Towels are waving. Parents weekend, moms, dads, and kids alike, all on their feet here in BB&T Field, trying to get the first ACC win of the season for the Deacs. They got to stop Sherman Alston, and coming in first though, around the edge. Nice pickup on first down to move the chains. Sherman Alston and Anthony Wooding with the stop.
This kid is quicker than a hiccup. He gets on that edge in a hurry. The forced defender out there did not stand a chance at turning that ball back in. This kid's exciting with the ball in his hands. Steve Adazio knows he's got to get some momentum back, not let this Wake Forest Demon Deacon defense turn them away.
That is the 11th play of the second half for BC. 42 on the other hand for Wake Forest. Murphy trying to create, and nothing there but black jerseys. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Second down and long coming up.
There he is, Kevin Johnson, the lockdown corner. He's not afraid to get dirty either. There's a lot of cornerbacks out there in the nation. You got to beg and plead to get them to step up, make a difference in the run game. That time Tyler Murphy tried to hit the corner. Kevin Johnson came flying to deliver the stick for a loss on first down.
Ziggy Allen, the Buck City Warrior, there to help clean up as well. Number 9, number 35 combining, forcing a second down and 10 now from the gun. Here's Murphy. Fakes the jet sweep to Alston. Finds Crimmins over the middle. First down, Boston College. Anthony Wooding on the coverage.
Outstanding job by Tyler Murphy that time with pressure in his face, hanging in there, delivering the strike to Crimmins. Crimmins has been open today often. He's doing a great job down the field, getting separation from his defenders. Tyler Murphy there, excellent job finding his receiver and putting the ball in the money.
Deep defense that has held its own here, especially in the second half, trying to get just one more stop and get the ball back in the hands of an offense that has warmed up in the second half. Big play fake and a big stop for the Deacons after a 3-yard gain. It's Chubb and Jambion there to combine and bottle up Tyler Murphy. Looks like Ryan Jambion, the sophomore safety.
Some physical play happening down there right now. Boston College had brought in their heavy package, James. 6 offensive linemen to get some extra oomph out there on the field, and they had the elephants on parade, had some offensive pullers out front. Jambion out there sticking his nose in the middle of it all. I hope the young man's okay. He's had an outstanding day today.
Well, Olivia Harlan just talked about the energy change on the Wake Forest sidelines. And scoring touchdowns and making big plays on special teams can do that to a football team. That was touchdown number 2, and add on a field goal. And there's your tale of 2 halves. All 17 points for Wake Forest scored in the second half, and just 6 after coming out of the halftime locker room for the visitors from Beantown. It was a missed extra point after the touchdown. And you hit on it at the beginning of the show, Coy. Momentum. Momentum in this game. Momentum into next season. Momentum into the offseason. What would a win and a nice strong finish for teams like Wake Forest, who comes in at 2-5, trying to get an ACC win? If they can win a few, it's very big. It's not just for these teams chasing bowls, is it?
No, absolutely not. This Demon Deacon football team, they have a heart of a lion. They never give up. The season has gone, not up to their standards, but they're out there still fighting. These kids are still living their dream. Coach Clausen's trying to put together a winner, and he can do it with some of the examples that are being set today.
Well, his defense is going to have to do it for him here as times are wasted. The redshirt freshman from the bottom, Miami, Florida, along with his Pahokee buddy from the shore of Lake Okeechobee, Ziggy Allen.
You can see the fans getting behind this situation right now. It's 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 4.5. You talked about the momentum. This game has kind of gone like Rocky IV, yet Ivan Drago coming out slugging away. But Wake Forest has been like Rocky, making a comeback here. It's 23-17. This is a huge down. The Demon Deacon defense can step up and get the ball back into the hands of the hot Wolford. Look out.
Hillam in the back. The fake to Hilliman, and Murphy's wrapped up. Tyler Murphy dropped immediately. Josh Okonye, who was responsible for jarring the football loose on the big turnover just moments ago, gets a great big stop and stopping his offense before they come off the field. And no, here comes the punting unit.
How about this? You're going to have about 6 black jerseys. You called them the Ninjas earlier in the game. Coming and swarming Tyler Murphy, the nation's best rushing quarterback. They knew whose hands they wanted that ball in on a crucial 3rd down. You got to credit Mike Elko's defense and Dave Clausen for the adjustments they made at halftime. These boys are playing some ball right now. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game.
BC now 0 for 3 in the second half, 2 for 8 on 3rd down in the game. And the punt safe out there. There's a flag down. It's going to be an illegal.
Away game. Offensive 42. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So the delay of game will back it up 5 more yards, just a little bit extra room. They want to make sure that they don't punt it out of the back of the end zone here and pin Wake Forest deep in their own territory, and plenty used to that. That was a whole lot of starting with your back to your own goal line for Wake Forest in the first half.
This is a crucial punt earlier in the game. The punter for Boston College shanked one. Not an ideal punt. Now the pressure's on. He's got to pin this ball deep, make Wake Forest go the length of the field here.
They were in punt safe, Coy. Now everybody's walked up on the line, changing the mindset. Special teams, they come after it. No, the return is on. And just what you didn't want. Al puts it into the paint, so it'll be a nice clean start at the 20 for Wake.
How about this defense? Watch them swarm flying around. All game nitty-gritty. Kevin Johnson, their lockdown corner, coming up, wants some of the action. Tyler Murphy trying to get to the edge. Ryan Champion says, no way, not in my territory. And then they hand it off to Hilliman, who's been on fire today. But look at those black jerseys swarming, getting after them, putting their elite rushing quarterback Tyler Murphy on the turf on that crucial 3rd down. Defense has turned this thing around.
Yes, sir. Our Honda generators power play and generating some momentum, both offensively and defensively. 2:31 left to play here for John Wolford, the true freshman quarterback, and his Demon Deacon offense. Plenty of time for the youngster. Across the middle, nice throw, nice catch, right in midfield. E.J. Scott has the ball and a 1st down.
In the chess match that is football, Boston College decides to put their men in off coverage this time. Again, Wolford with the time to throw. That's a gangster throw, and it's Wolford hanging on to the revolver, moving the chains again for the Deacons.
11 of his last 12, and oh no, make that 12 of his last 13, but it's complete to the wrong color jersey. Justin Simmons. Wow. What a big play for the junior from Stuart, Florida. Simmons, the safety, had 2 big drops, interceptions right in his hands last week in the close game against the Clemson Tigers. This time he hangs on with Wake Forest driving.
That's why we made him our player to watch on the defensive side of the ball for Boston College. As you mentioned, those 2 dropped interceptions last week. He came out for redemption this week. It looked like a miscommunication. Wolford thought his receiver was going to come back to the ball. A bit of a stop route or a back shoulder fade. Simmons had his eyes on the prize the entire time. Looked the ball all the way in this time. Sealed the deal there on the pass attempt from Wolford.
Wolford was looking for Crump, now looking for a stop. 3 timeouts left as they drop John Hilleman. And quickly will stop the clock.
Timeout. Wake Forest. First charge timeout.
First turnover.
30-second timeout.
First turnover of the day for Wake Forest. It comes with just over 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. And trying to add to the already 17 points scored in the second half. Coming down from a 17-0 deficit. So a 2nd down and 8 now, Floyd, with 2 timeouts left for both teams.
This is the battle of the minds here with these 2 head coaches, 2 dynamic leaders of young men. Coach Clausen, never say die attitude, was down 17-0 at one point. Came out after halftime after having some words with his young men, and they came out and have fought their way back into this game now with 2 minutes left. And you talk about on the other sideline, they've been going at it all game. Adazio flew his troops all the way down from the Great White North. Not quite yet, but they're getting there, right? We talked about it's getting a little chilly up there. And now this Fighting Adazio team right now in a pressure cooker situation. See if they can seal the deal, end the game here on this drive.
2nd down and 8. Getting outside, Hilleman. Hilleman gets it turned, trying to stay inbounds. Instead, decides to turn on the Jets. He will get a 1st down, but runs out of bounds and will stop the clock. Finally forced out by Anthony Wooding Jr., who's been very active today. 1:54 left now.
Hilleman has such a good burst to him. He's so stout. He kind of looks like Andre Williams a bit, the way he's built. But he has a burst. When he gets a corner, he will take it. A lot of promise out of that true freshman from Boston College.
The young man's got to stay in bounds, find a way right there. So helping out Wake Forest by stopping the clock. It is 1st down, trying to get outside on the other edge. Nothing doing. Stopped in a hurry after no gain. So he'll stay there. That's his 19th carry of the game, John Hilleman. And the freshman has 100 yards rushing to go along with those 2 touchdowns. 2nd timeout, 1 remaining for the Deacons with 1:48 left to play. Join us next Saturday at noon as we head north to Syracuse as the Orange play host to the NC State Wolfpack. The race for bowl eligibility is beginning to heat up, and every game is important. Both teams need a big win to help build momentum heading down this final stretch of ACC play. Join us next weekend for an Atlantic Division showdown on ACC College Football Saturday. Syracuse getting ready to go here tonight in Clemson, South Carolina. The Orange and the Orange, it will be an orange out whether you want it or not. In Clemson. Well, Clemson had all they could handle last weekend in the 17-13 win on the road up in Chestnut Hill, Boston, Massachusetts, with Steve Adazio's team. To the ground. Murphy with the keeper. Tyler Murphy knows just what to do, and smartly, the graduate transfer goes down inbounds after the 1st down pickup. Kevin Johnson there on the stop.
Such a smart player. He's taken pride in his reads in the run game, when to hand it off, when to keep it, but no, having the awareness. He didn't even have to have a coach tell him what to do. He's been there through this time and time again, through this situation and practices throughout his collegiate career. Smart, heady play there by Tyler Murphy, getting down, staying in bounds after a good pickup for a 1st down.
14th carry, 77 yards for Murphy, who was averaging almost 110 yards a game coming in, leading all quarterbacks on the ground. Hilleman this time is dropped before he can get out of bounds. Kevin Johnson over there. Under a minute we go. Wow, what an exciting second half it's been. Dave Clawson's team. You've talked about his leadership. You talked about the young guys on this football team trailing at 17-0. Things just haven't been going your way, and to come out fighting like they did certainly says a lot about this Wake Forest football team.
You get a sense of how this team will look when this system has time to work its way and fully entrench itself here in this program. They have the sound, solid defense led by guys like Ryan Janvion moving forward. Now they want those pieces on the offensive side of the ball to build around Wolford.
Timeout, Boston College. First timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, let's take a look at the ZMAX performance play. And Shaquem Phillips has one catch today, and it was a beauty right down the middle of the field. It was the lone point scored for Boston College here in the second half. Extra point was no good, but that's the difference right now, ladies and gentlemen. It was 17-0 at halftime, and 6 points for the Eagles in the second half. The hookup from Murphy to Shaquem Phillips, graduate student to graduate student, a guy who started right there at Boston College, Shaquem Phillips, and then went up to UConn. Now he's back wearing the maroon and gold.
Well, this Wake Forest team has a lot to be proud about in this game, assuming that it ends in a loss. Dave Clawson has really allowed this team to come back with some energy out of that second half and play solid football. I'm looking at this offense and those last 3-4 drives. Outstanding football. You get a sense of what this offense will be when Clawson has time to put pieces around John Wolford, who's a heck of a quarterback. Remember, this team is young. Third youngest team in the FBS. They have 70% of their roster freshmen or sophomores. As exciting as that offense has been in this game, they're only using about 15% of their plays because of the youth there on the offensive side of the ball. You look at Coach Clawson's history at Fordham, took them from a 1-5 season average his first 2 seasons to 9-5 by the time he left. And then Richmond, 8.5 wins averaged his last 2. This guy, you know, you talk about some of the things he's done. In 2007, won a CAA championship with Richmond. 2013, won a MAC championship with Bowling Green. If anyone can get this team moving in the right direction and building off of some of what Coach Jim Grove was able to do here for so many years, it's that guy. He knows how to turn programs into winners.
Well, we saw that shot of John Wolford, and unlike Boston College with Tyler Murphy, it's not a one and done. There's a bright future for the young true freshman quarterback of Dave Clawson. So good things to come, just not right now, as they can't go home with the win. Instead, Steve Adazio and his Boston College Eagles make it to 5 wins now on the season. 1 win away from bowl eligibility as they'll hop on the plane and head back up to Boston, Massachusetts. What an exciting second half. 23-17 your final.
This Boston College team, they're tough to figure out. They could easily be 7-1 right now. You look at some of their losses, the close losses at Colorado State, that tight one, 17-13 loss to Clemson last week. Remaining on their schedule, they're at Virginia Tech. They have a tough defensive unit in Louisville, at Florida State, and then Syracuse to end the season. They get lost some good wins.
Well, doesn't Steve Adazio know it? And he's with Olivia Harlan right now.
Coach, that fourth quarter, fun to watch as a fan, probably not too fun to watch as a coach. What went through your mind after that turnover?
You know, that was my fault. We were in a return we shouldn't have been in, and so that's my responsibility there. You know, I give a lot of credit to Wake Forest. They battled, they made plays they had to make in the end. We had too many penalties, and you know, a lot of things that caused to a lot of disruption. But credit Wake Forest. Dave's done an unbelievable job there. The kids played really hard. Our kids played really hard. And all I know is it's nice to get a road win in the ACC and get win number 5. So you know what? I'm going to go with my team. I'm going to that locker room. We're going to celebrate that win and be happy about it.
And you get to sit on that for about a day. You turn around, another road game next week. What did you take away from this game today before you play Virginia Tech next week?
Tale of 2 halves. You know, we got really sloppy in in the second half. We're going to have to play a whole lot better than that to beat Virginia Tech on the road at their place. I think everybody on our team knows that. You know, so we just got to get back to work. But again, you know, I've learned as I've gotten older that you're going to enjoy the wins. You need to enjoy them. Sloppy, ugly, it doesn't make any difference. Enjoy them. Come back in, look at where your mistakes were, and get ready for the next week.
And now, Coach, one game away from bowl eligibility. We go into November play. Where's the status of your team?
You know, that sounded good when you just said that right there. We're one game away, and we're highly motivated to get that game. We've been in a bunch of heartbreakers at the end right now. This one almost was the same way. So, but we're really excited about an opportunity to get win number 6.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Lydia.
Guys, back up to you in the booth.
All right, that way, Harlan, to make Steve Adazio finally smile and enjoy it a little bit. He said it right, never apologize for a victory, and that's victory number 5 for the Eagles here in Winston-Salem today. We'll be right back to wrap things up.